is only gloss, not core. So what should I do? I can have a fake gloss. I can borrow gloss from somewhere, and that will deceive others into thinking that core is present. So what do? I may have no substance, I may have no intelligence, may have no understanding of what I am saying, but I will speak in such a glossy manner that others are impressed. I repeat, see, others have come in. Wherever there are others, there is a problem. Others have come in. So why do we put on fake gloss? To impress others. And why do we want to impress others? Because we see ourselves through the eyes of others. We don't have a sense of completion within ourselves. Our self-worth is inadequate. So what do? We say, well, I am okay only when you say that I am okay. And so that you can say that I am okay, I will try to impress you. And how do I impress you? By putting on fake gloss. That fake gloss is what we call as mask. So don't worry too much about gloss. Gloss is there. If you are intelligent, it will show up in your words. If you are intelligent, it will show up in your words. Gloss will naturally be there. The problem arises when the absence of gloss is sought to be covered up with a fake mask. Just avoid that. Just avoid that. And how do you avoid that? By firstly seeing what all are the masks that we keep putting on daily, day in and day out. What are all the falsenesses, all the fakenesses that we are wearing day in and day out. Even at this moment, and when I say observe, you don't have to go to an observatory to observe. Every moment is an opportune moment for observing. So even at this moment, some of you are attentive. Attention is core. Attention is core. And from this attention will come understanding and action. That will be gloss. Some of you are caught with others, still others. Even at this moment, a few have their faces turned back. Even at this moment, a few have their hands on their faces and have turned towards others. They do not even know that it is not they, but their masks at work. The problem with ignorance is that ignorance does not know itself to be ignorant. Ignorance thinks I am intelligent. Are you understanding this? And that is the reason why the ignorant man may remain trapped. The first step is to see ignorance as ignorance. To look at it directly and honestly. And to acknowledge that this is fakeness, this is falseness, this is ignorance. If we are not doing that, there is the room for movement, for any development. Have I expressed myself at least a little bit? Yes? Clear? Thank you. Yes. Yes. Others again, others again, others again. Yes sir, there at the back. This is your friend, right? You may not know me, but you know him, the speaker. By not paying attention to his words, what you are telling yourself and everybody else is that I have no sense of self-worth. Because he is one amongst you. He is one amongst you. By having no regards for what he is saying, you are showing an absence of regard for yourself. Yes, I am talking to you. Don't you see what we are doing? Till the point I am speaking, you somehow manage to stay quiet. The moment one of you, your own friends, rises to say up something, you let yourselves loose. If you are intelligent, you will see what you are saying through your conduct. What you are saying is, what you are saying, that is me, the speaker. What you are saying is important. So alright, we can pay attention to this. What we are saying, what one of us is saying is not important at all. So when he speaks, we don't bother to listen. That's not how young men and women with self-worth operate. He's one of you. Listen to him. Yes.
I am writing a book which the law of process weekend by the I want to publish an that knowledge based on our daily life concept of living.
I will rephrase it for you. If to those of you who cannot hear what he is saying, let me hear what he is saying and I'll explain it to you. Yes.
I am writing a book based on law of process weekend by me of a good school related. I want to publish them and get knowledge based on our daily life the concept of living. It may be good for me.
What's your name? Amit seems very academically minded. He is writing a particular book. Wonderful. So far so good. He seems to be writing something, and that's wonderful. Doesn't matter whether the attempt comes off or not. Doesn't matter whether he is able to finally pull it off or not. Yes, sir. If there is something very important to be said, why not come onto the podium? But the crux of his question lies in his last statement. And his last statement is not only his, it belongs to all of us. His last statement was, will I be successful or not, right? Now two things. One, am I writing? Am I doing something for the sheer pleasure and love of it? Or am I doing it for the sake of success? That is one. And second is, how can you ask somebody else whether there is any guarantee of success? Remember, there is no thought of success without an accompanying thought of fear of failure. Whenever the greed of success beckons, it is always accompanied by a latent fear of failure. So if you are writing because you want to write, then you are already a winner. Then it doesn't matter whether you are published or not, whether you sell even 10 copies or not, whether anybody thinks you are worth anything or not, then it doesn't matter. You are already a winner, just the process of writing is sufficient. I wanted to write, I have written. And I do not bother whether anybody thinks anything of it or not. But if you are writing for the sake of success, pay sharp and clear attention to what we mean by success. When will an author consider himself to be a success? When will the author of a book consider himself to be a success? Yes? The author of a book would consider himself to be a success, and correct me if I am misplaced on this, when he is able to first get published and second sell n number of copies, and maybe third get favorable reviews from critics, right? Who decides that you will be published? You or an other? Who decides whether or not you will be published? You or another? Other. Who decides whether to purchase your book? You or another? Who decides whether or not to give you a favorable review? You or the other? What have you done? You have already become a slave to the other. You are saying, now my happiness will be determined by the whims and fancies of others. How many of of us want to live the life of a slave? How many of us are extremely excited by the idea of slavery? Yes. How many of us are thrilled? Sir, slavery, wonderful. How soon can we get it? Yes. How many of us? And if you are not thrilled by slavery, if you don't fantasize slavery, then why must you always tie your joy, your satisfaction to the opinion of others? You want to write a book that is in your own hands, do that. Why go beyond that? Why think of anything beyond that? If I have written something that is worthy, will the other publish it and read it and buy it for his own good or not? Not because I want him to, but for his own sake. If I have actually written something that is worthy of being read, will you and everybody else purchase that book and read it for their own sake or not? Or will I have to go and beg you to read? Are you getting it? My attention must always be on what I am doing, what I love to do, and excellence in doing it. But unfortunately that never happens. We always do things for others. We read, we study, so that our answer in our examinations may please the examiner. We do not study for ourselves. So many of us here might have enrolled into an engineering course just to please somebody else or out of opinions of somebody else. Others are so predominantly present in our lives that we have been pushed out of our lives. So in my mind there is an entire crowd present, but one person is missing. Who is that one person? Me. Except me, everybody else, the entire society, people who are even dead, even they are present. People who passed away generations back, even they are present here. But I am absent. You are writing a book, wonderful, fantastic. But why do you want to spoil everything? By becoming a slave to the opinion of others. Why do we want to spoil everything? Do it for yourself. That's it. Yes?